Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see by the title of this video, this is going to be a little bit different. I did my makeup this morning. I straightened my hair for the first time ever with my new look, which you guys haven't even seen on this channel yet because I haven't posted a video yet, although I have filmed with my hair, with my new hair, so it's a balayage. I explain it in the next video. But it was snowing outside of Minnesota and I just was running some errands. I got my nails done. I did like some holographic nails. I don't know if you guys can even see them. They're like pink holographic nails, which I really love. But I got home and I decided that it's like snowing outside of Minnesota, which is insane because it's May 1st. But if I didn't sit down and film this video, I didn't know if I would do it. And I've been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. And honestly, I don't know why, because I'm excited to talk about it in a way. It's something that I'm excited to share with you guys, that I really want to share with you, that I've wanted to share with you for a long time. And then also, I don't know, I think it's just weird, you know? It feels so personal, and in a way I want it to be like the perfect video, and that's not gonna happen. So I'm just gonna talk, and if you guys will sit and listen, that would mean a lot to me. And yeah, let's do this. Okay, so a little bit of a background on me. Most of you know that I've been doing YouTube for a long time under the name colorsweptbeauty. I recently changed it to abbyesbenshade, and that is because I am transitioning this channel over to a beauty, lifestyle, health, wellness channel. So it's still going to have a lot of beauty content, but I am going to mix in some other things here and there. Some vlogs, some food related ones, some fitness things, some meditation, yoga, stuff like that. It's really just going to be more centered around my daily life. I'm getting rid of my vlog channel, my fitness channel, which you guys have seen that goodbye video that I posted, which I literally filmed right before this video, but I'm getting rid of that channel because I started that channel to follow me on my journey to compete in bikini competitions, and it's not something I do anymore, and that content just isn't true to who I am anymore, and I just want to kind of consolidate and have everything in one place. You guys know that I run my own company, 3S Fitness, and to run that, 2 YouTube channels, and a lot of other things that I do, it's just really challenging, and it's worn me out. And for the last year, I've been struggling with some really intense anxiety. And now I'm not sitting here saying it's because of YouTube, because it's not at all. I was born with anxiety. Here's Tobes. Hi buddy. I've had anxiety my entire life. It is something that I struggled with as a child that I don't think my parents knew. I didn't know. I don't think it was as prevalent among kids, people were talking about it, but I definitely had a lot of anxiety as a child. I would have to like go and tell my mom everything that I did, ate, whatnot that day, or I couldn't sleep because I would feel like so guilty, and I just struggled with a lot of anxiety as a kid. I had night terrors, nightmares. I was a big sleepwalker, and I did it like a lot. I was always sleepwalking, and I was terrified of the dark and of nighttime. And in my childhood growing up, I grew up in a very small town, and everybody kind of knows everybody else, and because of that, I grew up with a fair amount of death around me. There were a lot of people that I knew that were older, and so I think I was at my first funeral when I was 13 maybe, 14, something right around there. I've been to a lot of funerals. Yeah, it's something that has definitely contributed to my anxiety. I have generalized anxiety disorder. That is like my official diagnosis. But to me, anxiety, it's a part of me, it is a part of who I am, and I really want to open up about it because I think it's insanely important for people to talk about their struggles, to be vulnerable so that other people don't feel alone. It is something that my entire life has made me feel really lonely, and that I just didn't have anybody to talk to about it, about all these fears and worries that I was having all the time, and I really don't want that for anybody out there who's struggling with this. And so the point of me telling you guys my anxiety story is not, this is not a pity party. I do not need, like, I don't want sympathy. I don't mean that in like a do not give me sympathy. Like, of course I will always take prayers and good vibes and things like that, but I just want to put my story out there to make anybody who's going through anything similar feel like, hey, I'm not alone, you know, and I'm not crazy. And that was something that I felt like all the time, especially for the last 3 years. My anxiety has been getting really bad, but in the last year it has become unmanageable. And in the last month in particular, you can see me kind of like breathing harder. It's become rock bottom. So 3 years ago, we moved to Minnesota to be around Tim's family when we found out that his mom had terminal cancer. And it was really challenging time for his family, for him, for me, for everybody. It was awful. It was really terrible to watch. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go too much into that. That's private with our family, but that is why we moved to Minnesota, and I know that I have talked about that in past videos as well. But I would say, like, right around that time is when my anxiety really started to heighten, although I'd always had general anxiety. But it really started to get worse, and I started to see a therapist. And I had an unfortunate incident that I've also talked about in videos where I had a therapist that took advantage of me, and I'm not going to get into that. Not like sexually, that's not what I mean. Like mentally, took advantage of our sessions, asked for a lot of business advice, things like that. That's a whole nother video that I actually have already filmed and I'm not going to refilm. But anyway, I saw a therapist. I then fired her kind of, and then I saw a new therapist, but it took me about 6 months, and I was managing it with meditating. I do a lot of like self-help reading. I exercise obviously a lot. Fitness is one of my outlets. Exercise gives you endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. You know that whole saying. And so I've been able my entire life to really manage it with like sleeping, eating well, exercising, using all the normal tools, meditating, and meditating's come into my life really in the last year. So a year ago, I started experiencing aggressive physical symptoms of anxiety. I had palpitations that would not stop, and my heart would race, and then it would slow down, and my heart rate would just I just couldn't control it. And it was, that was when Tim and I were planning the wedding, and so there was a lot of stress around that time in my life. But I went to the doctor, we did an EKG, full blood workup, I wore a Holter monitor for 3 days, and everything came back perfect. And because I found out everything was perfect, a few days later, the palpitations went away. And then I started experiencing something that was like one of the most terrifying things ever for me, and that is anxiety dizziness. I thought I was crazy. I was dizzy all the time. I couldn't stop being dizzy. It felt like I was on a boat, like just always on a boat. The rooms would spin. And my doctors thought it might be vertigo. I did physical therapy, and inside I knew. I stopped physical therapy after 2 sessions because inside I knew I was causing it. And that was really scary to me, that I could cause something. My mind could cause something so aggressive and so physical, right? It really is true. Your mind can make you sick, and it was so apparent that there were so many things I needed to work on, but I couldn't get to a calm place where I was able to do that. So fast forward through the wedding. After the wedding, I'm feeling a lot more like myself and really good, although still not great. And I'm having a lot of fears, a lot of anxiety on a daily basis. I wake up anxious, I go to sleep anxious. I'm having to sleep on the couch with the TV on, and it's really starting to alter my life. And I'm traveling a lot, which is also a little bit of a trigger for me, although I'm not a nervous flyer at all. I just like traveling alone more so than like actually flying, because I don't get scared to fly. But there were just things that were making me scared and anxious that didn't make sense to me. And so after Tim and I got back from our honeymoon at the end of March, I flew to West Virginia in early April for my sister's bridal shower. And I was feeling hyper stressed. I had gotten behind on work because of our honeymoon, and there was just a lot going on. And I got home from her shower, and the next day I was in a spin class, and my heart rate jumped up so high, and I had about a full minute of palpitations that I left class. I like couldn't catch my breath. I called my mom. Luckily my friend was there with me, but I called my mom and I was like, you need to calm me down right now. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if I'm having a heart attack. And mind you, the week before this, I had found out some health news that I have high cholesterol, which is all genetic for me. I've had it literally since I was like 18 years old. It really doesn't have much to do with my diet. It's kind of my genetic baseline is that I have high cholesterol. But for some reason it had been freaking me out, and I'd been trying to like eat healthier and not eat any like eggs or red meat, and just been really was extreme about it when I really didn't need to be. And I knew that, and my doctors had told me that. And so I leave the cycle bar class, and I'm like, did I just have a heart attack? Like, what just happened? Nothing hurt. My chest didn't hurt. My heart rate just spiked, and instantly I panicked. Like, my heart rate's too high. Oh my gosh. And it went higher and higher and higher, right? So I knew logically what was happening and that my stress was causing it. basically took that day off, went home, relaxed, wasn't really able to relax, but I went home and I sat, and then I had a friend come over and we kind of like worked together that day. And then the next day, I didn't sleep very well that night, and then the next day Tim went to work, and in the middle of the day I had just, it was like 11 o'clock, the panic set in. I couldn't calm down. It was like the worst. I've had panic attacks before, and this was like the worst panic I have ever experienced. I literally thought I was going crazy. And I said, I don't know what's happening to me. I can't calm down. Like, I don't know how to calm down. Like, I was meditating like 5 times a day. I couldn't exercise because I was so scared of my heart rate getting high again. It just didn't make sense. And so Tim left work and he came home to be with me. And I scheduled an appointment with my doctor the next day. And I went in and I talked to my doctor about what I needed to do to get help for myself and what we should do moving forward. And we came up with a plan for me. And I can honestly say that I am a completely different person. It will be 4 weeks on Wednesday that I have been on my new plan. And I have felt better than I've felt in years. I feel more like myself than maybe I ever have, and I'm just really happy. I still have anxious moments. I still have anxious nights. I still have times when anxiety creeps up or panic creeps up, and I still deal with it on a daily basis. I am not, this plan that I'm on, this new plan that I'm on with my new therapist and whatnot, it's not like a cure, right? Anxiety is something that you deal with daily for life. It's something that you have to develop tools for that actually work for you. And sometimes that means trying out multiple tools and figuring out what's going to actually help with your anxiety and what's going to give you the relief that you need to be able to function. Because I really haven't been functioning at my highest level and feeling like myself for probably about a year now. But really, like, the last 8 months probably have been the most unlike myself I've ever felt, like, in life. And it's really scary. It's really scary, and anxiety is scary, and it's this like little anxiety monster, right, that just like sits on your shoulder and it just pokes you. It just pokes you like all day, and it's like, hey, think about this, be scared about this, be worried about this. And accepting it as part of who we are is important in dealing with it, but we need to recognize that it's also not who we are, and it doesn't define us. And I really want anybody who's struggling with anxiety to know that, one, you're not crazy. Everybody has their demon. I don't care what you say. Everybody is dealing with something. And two, you're not alone, and I am right there with you. And I'm hoping that brings somebody peace. And it's part of why I started 3S Fitness. I have struggled with mental health my entire life. I survived an eating disorder that nearly took my life about 10 years ago, which is a big reason why I wanted to be in the health and wellness field. And, you know, 3S Fitness and what I do is so linked to my life passion and my life goals, and that's combining and bridging the gap between physical and mental health, and how important mental health is. It gets forgotten about by so many companies and so many programs, and it's the #1 most important thing when you're on any kind of health, fitness, wellness journey is mental health. And if we can't learn to love ourselves, we can't love others fully or wholly. And it's something that I just strive to bring to this world, is awareness about mental health, is acceptance of that mental health is so important, and that when we have struggles, when we have anxiety, depression, when we're struggling with our mental health, it's okay. It's okay. It's not abnormal. It doesn't make you weird. It doesn't make you crazy. It makes you human. It makes you human. And this too shall pass. It does not define who you are, but it's a part of who you are. And I love my anxiety. And that might sound weird to some of you, but my anxiety and the fact that I'm a naturally anxious person, I like that side of me because it makes me really excitable and really outgoing, and I'm very much a people person, and I like that about myself. And yeah, sometimes anxiety gets a little ugly head and it starts to make some irrational fears happen in my brain, and me, you know, really worrying about things that maybe don't matter or maybe that I shouldn't be worrying about. but that's okay because I can develop tools to deal with those. I've got really good care team, I've got a really good support system, and my 3S sisters and my family and my friends, and I want you guys to know that if you have nobody out there to talk to, you can talk to me. And that is why I'm making this video. That's why this content is going to change on this channel. I really felt like I needed to upload this video so that you guys could understand how much of a mental shift that I've had recently and why this content is going to change. Girl, I love makeup, like love it. It is my creative outlet. It feels like home to me. And so there will still be so much beauty content on this channel, but I also want to be doing, you know, some other things too. I'm kind of decluttering my life and I'm wanting to lead my own like Abby minimalist life, and that's not actually minimalist. I want to put that out there. But I recently donated 9 bags of clothing. I went from having 3 closets to 1 closet. Everything I have brings me joy and happiness, and I love it, and I can go to my closet and pull out things and wear them because I love them, and I have a new system for that. And I want to do the same thing for my makeup collection because it is so stale. And there's so much in there that I literally never use. I keep a lot of what I use like on day-to-day on my vanity and in a couple like storage things I can see, and I don't really go into my IKEA 3 drawers very much because it's so overwhelming and there's very little in there that I love. And so I want to do a decluttering series, and it's kind of like a decluttering my life, decluttering my makeup series, and so that's going to be coming for you guys too. But I really felt like I needed to give you guys this story, and any negativity or negative comments of judgment towards me, of judgment to anybody else who's sharing their story in the comments of this video will be removed and blocked from this channel, because this channel, we don't got time for that on this channel. If you see, my new channel art is my manifesto. It is the 3S Fitness Manifesto. I recently rewrote it after kind of my universal quantum shift that I just had in my body and in my mind, and it means a lot to me, and that is what we're going to focus on this channel. It is going to be a channel for positivity. Negativity will not be tolerated on this channel. I want you guys to have a place that you can come to and feel like you're home, feel like you're accepted, and feel like you have somebody that believes in you, that relates to you, that loves you, because I truly do love you. I know that I don't know you personally, but I do love you, and that's what I want to put out into the world, and that's what I want to get back on this channel too. So there's so many things that I could go into with this video. I'm really impressed that I didn't cry. And I didn't even feel like I needed to cry. I really felt like I just needed to sit down and film this video for you guys and tell you my story, and I hope that you took something positive away from it, and that you feel good after watching it. I didn't want it to be a sob story. I really needed it to be like factual, kind of what happened to me, what can happen to you, but more importantly, we're in it together. We're a team. That's how I approach all of my clients. I'm not better than anybody else. I'm not more important than anybody else. My journey isn't any different or any better than yours or the next girl's. It is just as important, and your successes and your life and what you want to accomplish is just as important as anyone else's, and you are so worthy of self-love and self-compassion and so many wonderful things in life, and that's what we're trying to bring with 3S Fitness. In particular, we are doing something called Motivation May this month, which you'll probably hear about on the channel kind of soon, but we have a text list that if you want to join it, it's totally free to join it. I believe it is only for people in the United States though. It is a motivation text list, so I'll be sending out probably 10 messages this month, just with, you know, self-love in mind, and just trying to help you guys with your mental health and feeling really good and positive and happy and dwelling in joy and strengthening our souls and making ourselves feel happier, because positive vibes, positive mind, positive life, right? That really is true. We can manifest our thoughts, our beliefs, what we want in life into our life if we just start to bring that energy into the world. So that's what that text list is going to be about. I'll put the details below for you guys if you want to join it. Again, it's totally free to join, and it's not like marketing or anything like that. It's literally just to get motivational messages from me all month long. So if you want to join that, I'll put it below. But I love you guys for watching this video. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you, thank you, thank you for watching this and for supporting it. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to stand up for mental health and the importance of mental health for everyone. And yeah, I love you guys, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah.